My little friends, how you doing? Well, looks like we're going to be doing some readings. I'm going to try and do maybe a Celtic cross just for the week and see what happens. And we're dealing with November 9th through the 15th, right? Anson Roberts is Hanson Roberts, Dread Pirate Roberts, is going to be up this week. Okay. All righty. One more shuffle and we'll call it a day. These are some of my favorite little cards though, anyhow. They're cartoonish, right? And yet quite precise in identifying all of the cards in a standard tarot deck. Let's see what's going on. Okay, let's see. God, is it people. That is weird. Okay, we still have the Tower card, so I won't be able to show all of these in the spread right now, but this is the Tower card, which is on the bottom of the deck. This is unexpected things happening or abruptly happening that maybe you weren't prepared for, okay? But if I look at all the rest of the cards, I swear to you, every single card has a person on it. So there's lots going on in the community, maybe even in the environment that we're living in right now. We've got the card that's the basis for this is foundation of how our government has been run. And you know me, don't like to do all the political stuff, but this is a card for me that speaks of politics, but it's a touchstone. So there'll be things that are being questioned, decided, and touching back to that to get a legal answer or a valid answer for that, right? And I am seeing the King of Cups, which is the king that wants to come take over, right? So this is a beautiful card in that it is ruled by the emotions. Doesn't mean that they're not intelligent. I don't mean that at all. But they're very in touch with what the emotion of these decisions will entail, okay? So there's a lot of factors that are being considered in what this man is going to be doing this week, right? But this is telling me too that there's going to be input from a female, right? He's like the headmaster and she's the assistant, right? So we're getting information fed through her to him. So this is going to be kind of a multifaceted decision being made. This is another card that Seven of Rods for a lot of people has different meanings for me, but this particular card is kind of defending yourself, like, and fielding questions or fielding challenges as you go through. But this is not a grimace and an angry face. This is like, okay, toss me another one. I'll take care of business. Toss me another one. I'll figure that one out too. But is well grounded, and this is since it's rods, it has to do with creative and spontaneous dealing with it. So it's not having issues that are being put off until later. It's like, nope, we have to resolve this now. So toss me another one. We'll see what we can do. We're going to figure this one out. What is being fought is almost like a level of addiction. Okay, this is the Devil card. Now, if we look at it negatively, this is something you might worry about. You want to make sure it is suppressed or it is held back or it is not something you want to get involved in full blast. But the other thing is, if you start dealing with it as an issue that has to be maybe have a business type approach to, it's like, let's do an analysis of this. This part needs to be figured out. That part needs to be figured out. This doesn't work anymore. That needs to be postponed to another time period. This is something we want to deal with right now. So it's like operating a business, but figuring out what needs to be attacked first and then working moderately towards your goal and making sure many things are taken care of instead of just being distracted by one addiction that you have. It's like, this is all I want to deal with. going to be spread out a little more. Okay? It may be a little frightening, but if you look at it with a slightly different approach, it might be a better outcome because it's a more serious way of dealing with things. Okay? Okay, I'm running out of words for a moment on the devil card, but just know that it is a major arcana that needs to be approached and dealt with or start to deal with this week. Okay. Now, I'm also seeing very strong female that's coming in, and her gesture is this is one that reminds me of something I just saw in a movie, but this is a strong, intelligent female who's like, I have what is necessary to solve this dilemma. Bring it on. Come on, bring it on. We'll talk about this. We're going to find the answer. Because the sword is the truth. The sword is the answer. The other hand is the gesture saying, I'm not afraid of this. We're going to deal with it. And we're going to deal with it in an intellectual way. Right? So it's not just an emotional reaction, but it's intellectual. If we talk in terms of political stuff, this feels like a very strong female that's already in the political field. She's already got a position of authority. And in the next 3 days or so, she steps forward to take responsibility for a job that is either is hers now or is going to be hers shortly. We have the Emperor, of course, who's still here trying to make a stand. But it's really funny because the Emperor has people all around them that is going to be like nipping something in the bud. It's like, okay, this is what I want. And that gets trimmed. Okay. And now I want to do that. Well, you can only do that much of it. All right. So the Emperor is kind of being restricted and held back in many ways. Okay? But it looks like there's a lot of feminine reaction to the Emperor. So if these are women that are in the legal field, that's going to be part of what is going to be holding back our Emperor, okay? Because they are knowledgeable. They're able to see the future of where this is headed, and they act accordingly, right? Here's the Six of Pentacles. In a lot of respects, this is about we have to keep things fair, balanced. And it's like what you owe, you pay for, right? So there may be many things that the Emperor has to pay for that is going to be brought up short because it's like, you know, you took more than you were entitled to, and these people are left in the lurch. So if we're thinking about the stimulus package, it looks to me like they're still trying to get it through. It gets closer this week. I'm not sure that we get it yet because it looks like there's still an excuse why they can't hand it out to us, all right? Still think it's coming, but it just doesn't really feel like it this week. Okay, the outcome card is probably my favorite card in this whole spread and happens to be the Magician card. And that card is telling you that you better wish for something big. Now, you can manifest whatever it is that you need or want. So start this week. If it's meditations, great. If it is that you're going to do a vision board or something like a lot of people do, metaphysically speaking, let's get started, because the Magician is saying it will happen if you put the effort before it. So if we want to deal with this addictive behaviors and the negativity that's going on, powerful negativity that's going on around, we've got to get back to this manifesting, making our own magic and contributing to the powers that be or the government that's going to be reinforcing all of this. These cards have to tie together, so they're going to be part of a story, not just individual. And if that is having to do with an emperor that needs to be restricted in some form or brought to task, these are all the major arcana cards that are in the spread. Okay, we still have people that are the doers, but these are the cards that are saying, there's external power that'll help us achieve these things, but you just need to identify what they are and then start working on them this week, right? So I stuttered through this one a little bit, but I want you to know that these are 4 majors out of 6, which means this week we are entitled to 3 cards more than statistics would have normally let us have. So you have 4 cards of major that are going to help you achieve what it is you think is necessary this particular week. Okay? Bottom of the deck. Tower card, surprises. Woo! All right? So maybe it's not going to be so easy, but it might turn out, if you just persist, then things are happening a little more your way. The 8 of discs is telling me things are still changing. But we know that if we're thinking about counting votes and stuff, it's still changing. And it changes for a while. So don't give up hope. We've got some good support cards that are saying it's going to happen. And we do have a Man of Cups here. So think about which Man of Cups, and that's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All right? And it looks like the winner goes to the one with this kind of energy around them. Okay? Loving, caring, working for the good of more than just one person. All right, so there you go. And I guess to be continued. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.